Yeah, I mean, the people just kind of find the buildings to hang out in, and so they got, what, 8 stories of parking lots, and then when you get that high up, then you start the living rooms. For some reason I got this feeling like I was gonna see an ocean at the end of this road. Maybe it's the coloring or something. It's amazing to think that there's just no chance you're gonna see an ocean. It's like something that's ingrained into California, Oregon, or even Washington, I guess. Maybe not Washington so much. They have more forests along the shore. California would have the most development of, just most development of cities closer to the shore. The Arizona Center is to the left, parking. Birds are really loud and excitable in the evening time. They're gonna get run over. Oh, that's paper. That driver actually slowed down for the birds. Yeah, they're all noisy up in there. And they're eating. They look like they're feasting down below this. Yeah, it's a pretty, well, it seemed kind of quiet and stuff during the weekday as well, but it's a quiet evening. They're growing in raised beds, growing some not particularly interesting plants. I think that's kind of a garden for edibles in some way. Oh, they light this up with weird colors in the evening or when it's dark out. I might have passed up the description box. So apparently this is still a part of the campus then. You see those type of antennas above the westward hull in San Francisco on the Twin Peaks. So I'm walking down the side streets and I'm entering a paid fare zone. They got it marked all the way over here.
Came down here with a
much as I'd like to pop popcorn, I can't. There's still a lot of activity around me. People will walk pretty close to my car. I don't want to deal with that. I get the feeling that as it gets later and later at night, being parked at this library, people are probably scoping out my car a little more and more as it gets later. Yeah, I'm at the Heard Museum, Dorrance Education Center, and they just don't have a lot of light. It's like 7:30. Light takes a while. This definitely looks like one that costs some money. 9:30 to 5 every day. On Sunday it's like 1 to 5, something like that. Oh, it's 7-Eleven. They got gates. They left this gate open though, but there are people in the parking lot. 7-Eleven. Like this car, and then there's a couple others behind it. One guy is just sitting in his car with his lights on. This guy could be kind of the guy who up here who opened up the gate. There's somebody sitting on the outbound. There's separate lanes, inbound and outbound, and they only opened up the gate for the inbound and left the outbound closed, but there's this guy sitting in front of it, and it got me suspicious that maybe they're the ones that opened it for maybe a special event. On Central and Heard Museum. So strange, they had their brake lights on. Oh, maybe it's this guy up here. It's for the Valley Metro, not the museum. Like 30 stories. People living on top of each other. It looks like it's concrete, so maybe it's not so bad for noise. Those wooden apartments are just awful. Hear the creaking or just any conversation from a person above you or below you. This neighborhood feels like almost any neighborhood in Wisconsin, with the trees and the way the houses are shaped. This is a city that gets 150 degrees. Yeah, they got a palm tree that stands out. But these trees that line the road now, they're definitely more of a northern feel. Simply the lack of any fence. They don't have any fence up to the front door. There's really low security, and nothing looks trashy. Not like the South Phoenix. North Phoenix is definitely better. But, you know, you got different kinds of crooks in the north compared to the south, right? The south, you got to be more concerned about people directly robbing you, shooting at you, or just stealing from your car when you're not there. But in the north, it's a different kind of crime, right? It's all about grift. The grift society. How does a person choose to grift? So I gotta say, I feel much better about making money on the stock market than I do like asking for donations on YouTube. It feels better, just largely because there's no interactions directly with people. It's indirect. But you got people who have no remorse about robbing you. That's absolutely direct. For somebody to come up and just rob your money from you. There's people out there who can actually do it and not feel any remorse. I can't even beg for money. Yeah, this is wrapped around really good. Wow. Okay. It's kind of an old dog. I mean, I pretty much like robbed people in a way, but it was on the tails of a bigger business, maybe putting out bad financial reports and to entice other people after me to invest in the companies as well, to put themselves at a greater chance of losing money. But it's like, it's still grifting with me investing my own money into a company and then making money. The company generally is gonna compete against another company, so at the loss of another company, if you invest in the winning company, you're more in competition that way, but you can make money like that. Just like direct sales people are in competition with each other to squeeze out the competition, to get there before the competition, and make money from the competition in a way. And that direct stuff is so difficult to ask directly for money. I have not gotten into a good habit for that, and there's people who can really do that, to ask directly for money. I say, hey man, I put out awesome videos, give me some money, help me make better videos and stuff like that. I don't believe I can make better videos. There's better equipment out there. I could get like some kind of stabilizer. I could get a better camera that puts out better imagery. I don't know how much better what there is better out there than this little iPod that's the same size, or maybe in the same shape at least, slightly larger if anything like that exists. I'd be interested in it. Certainly. It's like this iPod is kind of annoying with the zoom. I'm zoomed far away, right? So things aren't going to be fuzzy off in a distance. But it can't transition if I tried to focus on something close up. It refuses to refocus while it's recording. Well, the Sony does that, but it's so much easier to walk around with this iPod instead of the Sony. I just can't do it. That's another thing. With human interaction, I don't want people to know that I'm really seriously recording by having a professional Sony out. Not even 7:30 in the morning and that guy's running his machine. It's a little annoying. I wouldn't want to wake up to that. It seems people who can do the First Amendment audits are also people who could sell vacuums pretty effectively, because they can ask for money directly. They can put up more of a fight with cops and saying that they have these rights. It's kind of takes a little bit of psychotic approach. And you watch News Now, Patrick, he takes anti-anxiety medication, so that's kind of an advantage. Taking drugs to enhance his performance for when he does come across nervous situations or tense situations. He could dip into his anti-anxiety medication and calm himself down. Typical lawyer putting wolf's eyes on his sign. Typical lawyer, ready to eat up whatever money there is to be made. Check out this. It's a tiny house with a pool half the size. That's how a lot of these houses are. They don't even bother closing either gate. Huh. But that's how it is around here. They live in good security already. For some reason, somehow, and don't even bother with any serious security measures. One measure that they're clearly taking is saying that you need a permit to park on the side roads. So that'll prevent a lot of parking. So they're faced with more real petty theft from foot traffic more than anything then with their regulation. How much is it how much is the parking and the permit parking enforced? Because somebody has to go through looking for these permits. I don't even know what they look like. Where do they place them? And does that person check the permits late at night? I see some broken glass. Yeah, people are definitely breaking into cars here. This is like a Lamborghini or... Oh no, that's a broken mirror. Wow. There really isn't broken glass. Not like San Francisco. It's like in San Fran, you see broken glass after broken glass on the sidewalk. And they'd break the glass on the sidewalk side usually. I have, all the walking around I've done in the Phoenix area, I haven't really seen any serious broken glass areas. So the broken glass is generally looks like something else in a lot of ways in the south side of Phoenix. Like somebody broke a window of a house or something, more so than something like, you could it's kind of distinct to see broken glass from a car window, because it's going to be in a certain location, side of the road usually, and it's just a pile of glass. A lot of these streets are really amazing. These trees are very different from the palm trees. They line a lot of these streets with palm trees, but this one has like a different kind that it's lined with. It's very tempting to go down. It looks quiet and very, very nicely built up. The palm tree roads are pretty nice too. There's some quiet ones. Alright, so in this nice area at the Brookstone 2025, somebody found a place to sleep. I think they left his backpack behind. And I left footmarks. That person did not. They didn't leave. Oh, they traveled along the wall. See, you see my footmarks in the grass are straight from the sidewalk. This person, I think, traveled along the wall. I need to read a book to change my attitude on how to ask for money. So I just want to tell everybody to go stuff it up somewhere they can't see. And I don't know. I guess I got so disillusioned by money making from the stock market. I was supposed to have, when I sold my house, I had all that money, and I was supposed, and then I found Prosper.com. That was supposed to provide for me. I was figuring maybe I could live off of $200 a month for a while, maybe more. But then Prosper sunk. I lost a lot, and I just gave up on investing in general. Bristol Global Mobility? Walking around here really gets me thinking about money and all my regrets not being able to afford places like this. Walking around South Phoenix makes me think about more of my safety and needing to carry a gun, having to watch my back, see who's watching me, see if there's anybody in the shadows. That's the concerning part. I could be just doing my own thing and there's somebody just sitting in the shadows watching me. That's a unnerving feeling in the South. Cancer a big problem here? Wow, they got a little house dedicated. That's a lemon tree. Oh my God. I'd like to take some of those lemons. Kind of amazed that there's a lack of sidewalks. A lot of these side streets lack sidewalks. There's a section out down this way that's... How they got away with avoiding a sidewalk is curious. This is some kind of legal district. Kosh and Kosh court reporters. It's like this whole area of the north, yeah, law offices up ahead. It's like all the southern people commit all those crimes, and then in the north they make money fighting the legal battles over it.